Hey everyone, I'm Charlotte and this is The Daily where we talk all things skincare, fashion, fitness, and nutrition for women over 40. So I am 7 weeks out, I'm in contest prep, and this is gonna be a what I eat in a day video. If you like videos like this one, nutrition, fitness, things like that, go ahead and give it a thumbs up. It lets me know that you like these type of videos and I can kind of roll out some more of them for you. Anyway, if you haven't subscribed yet, now's the time. Hit the red subscribe button and join this community of women because we have a lot of fun around here. Without further ado, let's get started. Okay, as I said before, I am 7 weeks out in contest prep and I am going strong. I feel like I'm still lifting heavy and I'm lifting 5 days a week. I'm doing 7 days a week of cardio, 1 day being strenuous cardio, and then 6 days walking at a slight incline on the treadmill. I do eat 6 times a day, and today I'm going to share with you the meals that my coach has prescribed for me. I ran into a couple of digestion issues a couple weeks ago, and she has really taken the reins. But the first thing I did was I cut out all artificial sweeteners. Now, I went on vacation, I went ahead and had a Diet Coke because it was kind of a sweet treat, and I had not been drinking Diet Coke for like 7 years. Most protein powders, unless they're super clean, have artificial sweeteners. So I had to kind of cut the protein powder out and find one that was totally clean and stop all of my syrups and my waters and anything in any Diet Coke. I've had to find things that replace those things because those things had to be eliminated to find out if they were causing the bloat, because historically artificial sweeteners can cause bloat. But I guess I've never experienced it, so I just kind of thought it didn't bother me. However, when I stopped all of the artificial sweeteners and I switched to this diet, I don't have the bloat. The one meal that I have that actually has protein in it, I had to purchase a very clean protein in order to add that protein, one that didn't have artificial sweeteners. And I'll share that with you. I'm gonna show you several things, several supplements, as well as drinking a lot of water and continuing to move, which I always do move. But I'm gonna be showing you my meals. I hope you enjoy this. And I'm also gonna show you some of my cooking techniques, how I batch cook these things, and it's pretty easy. So every morning before my first cup of coffee and before my breakfast is I fill up a big, I guess this would probably be about 16 ounces of water. You just want like warm water. And then you go ahead and squeeze half of a lemon into a glass of water. So I start my day with half of a lemon water and I just feel really refreshed and hydrated. So try that out. You're gonna love it. Make sure the water's warm. My first meal of the day are these overnight oats. They're made with 45 grams of organic rolled oats. And then I add about 130 grams of Oikos 000 vanilla yogurt along with about 60 grams of almond milk. And then I stir that really, really well. Make sure you're stirring all the way to the bottom because you do want it to really set up nicely. And then I add about 30 grams of wild blueberries. These are so nice and refreshing and just go really wonderfully with this nice concoction. I go ahead and seal that up and put that in the refrigerator, and then the next morning, they're all ready for me. The texture is fantastic, very satisfying, and it takes the guesswork out of my first meal. My second meal is, again, Oikos 000 vanilla yogurt. And then what I do on top of that is add 50 grams of mixed frozen berries. And I'm really fishing through this because I don't want to use the big strawberries. I'd rather use a lot of the little berries. And that was that. This is where the magic happens. You pound your chicken inside a Ziploc bag. You spray it with your nonstick spray, both front side and back side. You liberally coat it with your favorite seasonings. I'm using garlic powder, onion powder, salt, and pepper. And you can tell I do not like handling raw chicken, but you season this so well. That's the key. And then what you do is preheat your air fryer to 400 degrees. And then you usually cook it for about 12 minutes, 6 minutes per side, but definitely check the temperature, make sure it's 165 or so. And here's my finished chicken. But I had to stop, take a break while filming and eat this meal. She wants me eating like every 2.5 hours. So it's been about 3. I am super hungry right now, and I have batch cooked some chicken, some rice. I have some avocado here and some salad. So hang on, I've got my handy dandy scale here for this meal. she wants me to have 100 grams of chicken. It is so good. You're gonna love it. You're not gonna wanna eat it any other way, especially if you're trying to batch cook. I mean, you might wanna eat it another way. It's delicious to me right now. So 100 grams of chicken. This is pre-cooked chicken that I have prepared. I'm going to add 125 grams of this cooked white rice. And I prepared this ahead of time. And I added a piece of saran wrap on the top of it under the lid. This is a glass dish. And that keeps the moisture in so that you don't dry your rice out. Typically, I don't eat a lot of white rice. That's not just something I grab for, but this is the carbs she wants me to be eating right now. So what I wanna do is I wanna make sure that I get 125 grams of this white rice. So when I prepare food like this, I just put everything that has to be heated in the, on the plate first. And then afterward, I'll add my avocado and my salad. The funny thing is that prep brain is starting a little bit for me. Start doing some funny things sometimes, but I put my avocado along with everything else in the microwave yesterday. This is what I have so far, 125 grams of white rice, as well as 100 grams of this air fried cooked chicken. Let me heat this up, hang on. So I put that in the microwave for about 1.5 minutes. The big organic containers of mixed greens. I like to put it in a bag like this and put a couple paper towels inside to keep it a little bit more dry, because otherwise it kind of goes bad kind of quickly. So that's a little hack for you. Just a handful of the mixed greens on my plate, just like that, just a handful. And then I'm going to add, I've kind of smashed my avocado. So 50 grams of avocado going on the plate. So I'm not really concerned as much about my salt intake right now, so that's a good thing. However, if I know that I've seasoned something really well, I try not to add additional salt just because. But this is Trader Joe's pizza seasoning, and I'm gonna add that to my salad. I'm going to wash a lemon and add half of a lemon to my salad. Hence the reason why I wanted to add a little bit of like the pizza spice. Hang on. Got this fermented sauerkraut, and that's great for digestion. And I'm almost out, but I'm gonna put a couple of tablespoons right on the top of my meal, if there's that much left. I've really been eating this a lot. Like with almost every savory meal, I eat this. And yeah, even that juice is really, really good. So I might drink a little bit of this juice later. Okay, this is what my meal looks like. As you can tell, that's a pretty hearty meal. I mean, I've got 125 grams of rice, 100 grams of chicken, 50 grams of avocado. I've got all of that lettuce with the lemon juice and pizza seasoning on it, and then a dollop or two of the sauerkraut. This is my third meal of the day. So this is, I guess, my lunch. So I'll be right back with you and we'll talk some more. There are times when I just eat so fast. I mean, I just feel like there's so many things that I need to be doing. So I've had to actually make a concerted effort to like time myself. I have to eat for at least 15 minutes. So if you're having any digestion issues, make sure you chew your food really, really well. Take your time. I mean, I'm supposed to be drinking over 100 ounces of water a day, okay? So I have to make it a little spiced up, right? I have to spice it up somehow. So I have found a great way to spice it up. Yeah. I've already had one of these today. I want you guys to see what I'm doing. So let me grab this mason jar full of water. Hang on. You can see that there's a little bit of leftover from what I just drank, and I'm making more of it. So I'm using these organic red beet crystals. It's energizing superfood nitric oxide booster. It's gluten-free, great tasting, and vegan. I happen to love beets, so if it did have a little bit of a beet taste, I would still enjoy it. It's fiber, it's antioxidants, it's good for your cardiovascular health. It's really great for your workouts, like performance. There's so many benefits. Hopefully you can hear it, listen. And then I add a true lime. So it's a true lime packet that is sweetened with the stevia leaf. It doesn't have any artificial sweeteners in it, so let me grab one of those. Stir it up. It is so delicious. If you guys haven't tried if you haven't tried the True drink additive yet, it's really good. It comes in a lot of different flavors and it is not sweetened with artificial sweeteners. Very hydrating and it helps you get your water in. Oh, this is another thing. And I'm also using this Good Earth Sweet and Spicy caffeine-free tea, and I can actually add this to my waters. So that also flavors my waters and it helps me get my water in. This one is at night, and I don't do this every night, but it's very, very soothing. It's caffeine-free and it's an organic peppermint tea. All of the peppermint helps with digestion, it helps tummy aches, helps tummy issues, but this has been a really soothing tea. I purchased this at the grocery store. I purchased this at the grocery store. The Harney & Sons, I believe, has caffeine in it. This one does not, so I use this with my waters. And then another really good one for digestion, this is called roasted dandelion root. I picked this up in the grocery store as well. I will sip on this occasionally. I don't like the flavor of this as much, but it's, you know, it's for detox and digestion. And then another one, if you have not ever used it, it's called Smooth Move. Another thing that I'm doing every morning before my first cup of coffee and before my breakfast is I fill up a big, I guess this would probably be about 16 ounces of water. And I start with hot water and then I finish with cold water just because that's the way my dispenser works. But you just want like warm water. And then you go ahead and squeeze half of a lemon into a glass of water. So I start my day with half of a lemon water and I just feel really refreshed and hydrated. So try that out. You're gonna love it. Make sure the water's warm.
This is the fourth meal of the day. This is my pre-workout meal. This is 45 grams of cream of rice cereal. And I add a whole cup of water to this. Stir it really well, and even in between cooking times, you want to stir it. So you want to start out by popping it in your microwave for 1 minute, and in between cook times, you'll stir, and then you'll add it again for 30 seconds, and then you'll stir again. And basically, you do this until you have the consistency that looks just something very similar to this. Using Very Clean. This is by Legion. This is whey protein, French vanilla. It's grass-fed, and there's no artificial sweeteners. I add 20 grams of this protein powder, adding a little bit of water until there's a creamy consistency. And once that's mixed really well, I pour that on top of my cream of rice cereal, mix it really well, and that's my protein cereal. I just wanted to share what my post-workout meal is, and this is probably the biggest meal of the day. Now, I prep all of this ground beef. You know, I salt and pepper and use garlic and onion powder and garlic powder and all that stuff. And I just kind of keep it in this glass Tupperware. And then I bake all of these sweet potatoes in advance so that I can measure out 125 grams of ground beef. I've got 150 grams of sweet potato. I've got 3 spears of asparagus, although that's more than 3, but these are tiny, tiny, so I have a few more. This is a piece of tomato with the pink salt. And then I have 2 fried eggs. I make those fresh. And then this is a dollop, maybe 2 tablespoons of this sauerkraut. And I do that because, well, for one thing, I love the flavor, but for another thing, I am using it as a digestion tool. It's very good for your digestion. So that's what my post meal is going to be. I'm starving. I'm going to have to eat this right now. So I hope you enjoy. Okay, this is how I meal prep my sweet potatoes. These ones are really, really small. I go ahead and line a baking sheet with some foil, and then I spray it with some olive oil spray, making sure that I kind of rub the potatoes around in the spray. Then I pop them in a 425 preheated oven for 35 to 45 minutes. So if they're larger, probably 45 minutes.
Hey everyone, I just wanted to jump on to show you what my last meal of the day was. 60 grams of smoked salmon. This is the kind of salmon that you get in the meat department. It's just pre-packaged and it's already sliced. 60 grams of this, as well as some mixed greens, just like a handful of mixed greens. And I add lemon to that and salt and pepper. And this is how I store it. I just put it all in this plastic baggie here and try to get as much air out as I can. It puffs right back out as soon as I open the bag, and it stays nice, and it just, yeah, it keeps better than if I kept it in the container. It lasts a few more days. And then I fry 2 eggs in olive oil spray. So it's 60 grams of the smoked salmon, a salad with lemon juice, salt and pepper, and 2 eggs. And that should be my last meal of the day.
but it's not really that appetizing at night. I just have to be honest with you. I don't mind smoked salmon generally, just not for my last meal of the day. So I probably should swap that out kind of for another meal during the day and eat something else at night. However, lately I've just been adding another yogurt bowl. It's just basically my Oikos Oikos 000 vanilla yogurt with some peanut butter powder. I love that, and my coach is okay with me swapping the yogurt dish for the salmon dish once in a while, but I think I do it more often than not. But I wanted to share with you what, she has prescribed for me to eat, and it's very, very balanced and whole food, and I wanted to let you know what I eat instead most of the time too. But that is my 6th meal a day, and yeah.
I'm gonna show you the supplements that I've been taking to help my digestion and to help me sleep at night and things like that. Make sure you ask your doctor just so it's safe. If you're low in any of these things, if it's okay that you take any of these things, I'm not a doctor or anything like that. I'm just sharing what I take. Right with my first meal, I take a fermented digestive enzyme. You can get this from Amazon. I'll list and link this one. I also just ran out of my other, I have a probiotic that I take, and I pair those together, take those together, and then I take 1 oil of peppermint. And then like in the middle of the day, 1 more oil of peppermint, and then before I go to bed, I take another one of these. So 3 of these a day. And then my last meal of the day, I repeat. I take this and the one that I'm gonna show you a picture. I take this one and the one that I just showed you, the probiotic. I think another thing that has been a game changer is getting enough sleep. I think that's really, really helpful. I take 2 of these. They are called Doctor's Best High Absorption Magnesium. So the magnesium will help you sleep. Make sure you ask your doctor just so it's safe. Let your food digest a bit before you go to bed. Kind of the tips that I can give you, and hopefully you can take something away from this video, okay?
I hope you gleaned some information. If you have any questions, feel free to comment and I will get back to you as soon as possible. Have a wonderful day, and until next time, God bless you.